I'm not here to burst anyone's bubbles, but most dietitians think credentialing is the hardest part of reimbursement. And while it is by no means a walk in the park, credentialing is essentially paperwork, right? It's administrative stuff. It's a process we follow while learning how to bill correctly is what actually determines if you get paid. I once heard this saying is that like credentialing like gets you in the game, but obviously billing gets you paid. So I'm Amy Plano. I'm the reimbursement dietitian, and I've been billing insurance since 2008. In each year, I help thousands of dietitians get credentialed. And here is what I see time and time and time again. The RDs who struggle aren't the ones waiting on credentialing, right? They've done that shit. Psh, it's in the past, right? They're the ones who finally get approved, see patients, submit claims, and then have no idea why they're not getting paid, right? So my promise to you by the end of this video is that if you can just master three simple billing skills, you'll put yourself ahead of most dietitians accepting insurance. So let's get to it. So the three things most dietitians who are successful billing insurance, they're doing these things, right? They're verifying benefits before they see the patient. They are submitting clean claims the first time. I'm going to go deep on this one because like this is like embedded in my soul. In number three, they have a strategy in terms of how to fix denials, and they are somebody who aggressively chat, eventually kind of tracks their money, right? So let's talk about the first one, right? This is where you win, right? And if you have denials, there's a good chance that this first thing, if you just fix this first thing and you verified the benefits before each visit, the first visit, right, you would be winning on most of your claims, right? So don't assume a patient ever has insurance coverage, right? If we make that assumption, that's where most dietitians get burned, right? So knowing exactly what the patient's benefits are before you provide care is like cardinal rule number one. With that being said, if you're watching this video, there is a good chance you have denials. And if you have denials, there is a good chance that you are not verifying benefits before the first visit, right? Or you may not be asking the correct questions to ask when you verify benefits. But if you do any one thing of the three things that we're going to talk about, I want you to make sure that you're asking the right questions when you're verifying benefits and you're doing it for every single patient. Please do not tell me you are having your patients do this. The only time when you have your patients do this is when you understand their benefits inside and out. If you push this on your patients, which many dietitians do, you increase the likelihood of having denials, right? And so our goal is to get you paid, and we want to increase the likelihood of that happening. And so for dietitians who are successful in insurance-based practices, they are doing that, or they already know the benefits just based on their experience, right? Number two, right? Dietitians who are successful in insurance-based practices submit what I call clean claims the first time, right? If we submit 500 patients' claims a month in my practice, we might have 1 to 2 denials, right? Where a typical practice might have 20 to 30%, a rate of denials, right? Why do we have clean claims, right? While most dietitians don't, right? We understand what CPT codes to bill insurance. We know exactly, this is the key piece. I know nobody wants to talk about this. What diagnosis covers are going to get covered. We know modifiers, we know places of service, all the details, right? So I much rather run the hills and then coast at the end. So do a verification of benefits and know number two, like I much rather get a clean claim than submit it half-assly, right? Is that a word or an adverb? And then get a denial and then have a whole stack of those and not get paid, right? So number one is part of the plan. Dietitians who are successful, they verify their patients' benefits first, right? And number two, they understand the codes, the billing behind each insurance plan, right? And so there is a low likelihood of getting a denial if you know exactly how the claim is going to pay out, right? Number three, equally as important as number two and number one, right? You know how to fix denials quickly as well as track your money, right? I know in the beginning, billing might feel like if we throw enough things against the wall, something is going to stick, right? So it's like we submit and we hope for the best, right? But the most important part is really not only just getting clean claims, it's making sure that we follow each claim through payment. And if there is a rejection or a denial, we correct the errors, right? And so most dietitians don't have a process, right? They submit a shit ton of claims. They're not totally sure how or why they're going to get paid. They don't know how to fix a denial. So they're equally as stuck as they were the first time, right? So dietitians who are successful, and there's a shit ton, right? A shit ton of people that I am privileged to call my clients who are crushing it in insurance-based clients and insurance-based practices. But the three things that they are doing that you may not be doing if you have a stack of denials in your EMR are this, right? They are aggressively verifying benefits before the first visit. They are making sure they understand the policy, right? They understand the CPT codes for this particular insurance plan. They know the specific ICD-10 codes that are applicable to the visit and necessary to be on the claim to get paid, right? And then these same dietitians, right? They're not sitting on their hands waiting to get paid. They are aggressively tracking rejections, denials, payments, and they know how to correct a claim, right? If a patient has benefits, there is 100% chance we can correct that claim, right? So I know insurance feels hard, but the reality is that if you're able to do these three simple things, especially number one, verify your patient's benefits, you will have an increased likelihood of being successful, right? So credentialing, what it simply does, and I love it for you, it opens the door to insurance, right? But billing, right? Billing is what really pays those motherfucking bills, right? Because if you only learn one side of insurance, right, the credentialing side, you're not going to get paid, right? And so every month you're just credentialed and you're guessing essentially at billing, you're leaving a shit ton of money on the table. Many full-time dietitians in their private practices, insurance-based practices, are making $8,000 to $10,000 per month, right? If you are not billing correctly, you are leaving a shit ton, right? I'm not being dramatic here, right? But the cool thing is, I have a membership. It is currently available for dietitians who are credentialed. It's called the Claim Crushers Club. And that's where we fix the billing part, right? Because credentialing does not teach you how to bill. It does not teach you how to read an EOB. It does not teach you how to submit a claim. It does not, more importantly, help you correct a denied claim, right? So that is why if you are interested in learning how to bill, even if you're going to outsource all of your billing long term, right? The Claim Crushers Club is where billing stops being a mystery, something you're scared of, and being something that you can actually, successfully navigate. The funny part, I don't know if it's funny, I don't know if it's sad, but dietitians who understand how to bill do not actually want to outsource their billing because the number one thing they're going to tell you is it's not that hard once you learn it. And in the beginning, everything in private practice feels hard. Trust me. But if you can do yourself any one favor, it is to change your framework, right? Credentialing gets you in the insurance game, billing gets you paid. And if you want to learn how to bill, come check out and hang in the Claim Crushers Club. We'll put the link below so you guys can come over and check it out. I can almost guarantee with utmost certainty that being in there for 3 months will literally change the trajectory of your entire insurance-based career. That I can tell you. And I'll see you guys next week.